bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ellie Pye Hong, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Jim Kane, President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Chicago. Today, we'll be talking about what the Boys and Girls Clubs are doing for our kids. Jim, great to see you.
Ellie, thanks for having me.
You know, I think a lot of people know the Boys and Girls Club, but we all know it's an after-school program. Take us more in depth and give us a picture of what you do with these kids.
Happy to. Well, to start out with, we have 18 sites, and they are in the most challenged communities throughout the city of Chicago. We provide a safe haven for kids after school from ages 6 through 18. It starts with programs that teach kids the skills they need to grow up to be responsible and caring citizens. And the secret ingredient, I think, of our clubs are the great staff that we have and the relationships, the mentoring relationships that the staff have with our members.
And that's really what makes this program work. And you actually keep records in terms of how the kids are progressing through these programs.
Exactly. If you can't measure what you're doing, then you're not really sure what you're doing. So we really are putting in place more and more measurement tools. We have tools for our classes like Smart Girls, for example. That's one of the programs that we teach to girls. And they take a test before the program to try to measure their propensity for negative behavior, and then afterwards they take the same test and see how well the program did in terms of teaching positive behaviors.
And tell me about some of the numbers that you found.
Well, the most recent statistics I looked at, we had the girls scored, I think, around 35% positive going into the class. After the class, they came out of it with 77% positive behavior, so it really moved the needle.
Significant. Now you have the program Smart Girls for Kids. You also have a program for boys called Passport to Manhood.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, Passport to Manhood, once again, covers the whole gamut from teaching boys about how to resolve conflicts, teaching boys to avoid violence, even teaching grooming, teaching basically it's the whole toolkit that kids need to grow up to be responsible adults, but they may not otherwise be getting that.
Now, you know, some people may think after school program, but this is not a babysitting service. It's really about building the kids' character. Absolutely.
It's the farthest thing from babysitting. Our whole strategy is to have a deep impact on the lives of our kids. We want to change their lives, and we do. As I said, it's a combination of the values that we teach in the programs, but those values are reinforced through all the activities, whether it's a structured pickup game or a game in the gym. Fitness is a big part of what we do. Whether we're exposing them to the arts, either through our digital arts programs on computers or taking them on a field trip to the Art Institute, we will continue to instill in them the values of hard work, setting goals, looking forward to college, not being hopeless, basically having hope.
And when you visit one of these clubs, describe kind of a normal day there.
I don't know if there's a normal day, but when you walk into the club, one of the first things you see is our game room. We try to always have an inviting face for kids. You know, it's easy to forget, but the kids that come into our clubs have had a very hard day. I mean, some of them are coming from schools that have problems that we've been reading about in the papers, and the schools are doing their very best and doing a fantastic job, but nonetheless, the kids can be fairly stressed out and then getting to the club and so forth. So we have a game room where they can unwind for a few minutes, and then the next thing they do is homework. All the kids do their homework first. We want to get that out of the way. So we help them. We have a different homework room for the young kids, 6 to 7-year-olds. Then we split up the 8 to 10-year-olds, and then 11, 12, 13. Then the teens come in later.
Now, fundraising has been a challenge as well, obviously because of the economic times. Everyone's had a difficult time doing that, and that's something that you're not immune to.
We're not immune to. Absolutely not. No, the drop in the stock market in the fall of '08 affected everybody. It affected our traditional donors, from corporations to individuals and everyone. And it's a little bit of a 1-2 punch in the sense that our legislators are also now struggling with balancing budgets, and we do get some government money. So yes, it's been a challenge.
Hopefully we'll see a turnaround. Jim, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ellie.
And this hour's newsmaker has been Jim Kane, Boys and Girls Clubs of Chicago. I'm Ellie Pye Hong. Thank you so much for joining us. For more information on Comcast Newsmakers, please check us out online at newsmakers.tv.
The preceding was a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers. Now, back to headline news.